Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome to the BSR Pro Series. I'm Austin Knight. I am joined in the commentary booth with JJ Tubbs and Samuel Kumo, and we are here at Twin Ring Motegi for another day of great racing here. JJ, run us through the field.
Hey, first of all, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Yeah, we had a great race in Monza, a little bit of fun stuff happened there. Qualifying ban for a few people. I know Tyler Maxson has a qualifying ban, but we had some fantastic close racing at the Temple of Speed, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have more close racing here at the Twin Rings.
Sorry, I just wanted to know how you're doing. I feel like we haven't caught up yet. Yeah, no, I'm good. Looking at the field today, we've got a strong selection of cars going around our Japanese track right here. Looks like Jamie Ayres is sitting on provisional pole at the moment. We've only got just over a minute left, so there's still time for someone to take it. But yeah, tell how's your week been? Tell me how your week's been.
College finals.
Ouch. Going well?
Yeah, pretty much. I aced my presentation yesterday.
Dude, I'm so proud of you. What's your presentation in again?
It was actually about broadcasting, which had a few clips from last week.
Which ones? I want to know which ones.
The close finish, the close finish, the close finish, the close racing, the close crashing, the close racing, the close racing, the close racing. There was a lot of it.
I feel like there was a lot of close racing.
Well, there was a lot of close racing last week. We were going full wide down the front straight.
Again, for the 5th time this lap.
I know. I don't believe we'll be going 5. We can go 5 wide down this race, but this Twin Ring Motegi, the Grand Prix circuit, has a lot of twists and turns in it, so the most we're going to be seeing is maybe 2 to 3 wide at certain spots, but the straights are just not good for 5 wide racing. And this last corner that we're seeing cars go in right now is very tricky. And oh, there's a car spinning around right now. I believe that's one of the SimLab cars. As qualifying is now over, we're just waiting for people to finish up their laps, and we'll bring up the qualifying results. But yeah, this track is going to spread out the field a lot, but if you stay in that draft, you're going to be in a massive pack with the leaders.
Yeah, I feel like last week we got really lucky with Monza. Sometimes it can promote some quite dry racing, where you just get people just like passing on the straights, waiting until the last lap. But we were quite blessed with that. This track, I feel like it's going to kind of conduct that same activity, but the whole way down the field, all through the race.
Yes, it's a big, wide old track, so you get cars side by side, and it's a fast track, but the turns, not very heavy braking zones, so it's very fast turns, but there are some key points to this track that will definitely spread out the field just a little bit. We were talking about that hairpin at the very end, at the very top of the hill, very last turns, very narrow section to actually get it right. We're going to see a lot of off-track at the very end, because incident points don't matter in this series. Well, they do matter, but the limit is set way higher than the lap, so we're going to be seeing a lot of the leaders take a off track to increase their lap time. So expect a lot of dust.
Yeah, like the things I kind of love this track because, like, do you remember when you first started iRacing back in the day? And Skippy's come here pretty much every single season. And I seem to remember this place having some of the best racing ever. And I'll also say the worst, but pure. I'm not going to take any responsibility for that. It was not my fault. I never make a mistake. It wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about.
I still have the video clip of you ramming me.
Hey, this never happened, and you can't prove it in a court of law.
Anyway, as Cooper and all the other guys finishes out their lap, I believe we'll be done with our qualifying lap, as Alex is yeeting it around the first corner and gives us a nice little show. Thank you, Alex.
Do we offer points for style in this series?
Huh?
Do we offer points for style in this series?
Not that I know of.
I give 10 internet points to that gentleman.
It was a good showtime drift. I believe we're still waiting for Kip Stevens, who's the last one out on track. Well, he's parked it.
He's parked it. I believe Jamie Ayres is still on pole, if I'm correct in saying that, for the moment.
Yes. Yes, Jamie Ayres is at the very top of our leaderboard, as we should be finishing out qualifying very soon.
Yeah, it's a deceptively long track. I don't know how long it is in kilometers or miles. I think it's like I want to say like 2.5. It's either 2.5 miles or it's 2.5 kilometers. One of the two. But it's because it has quite a lot of corners that you don't realize how tight they are until you're going through them. So you've got to bleed off a little bit of speed. But it also has quite a lot of sweepers as well. So it's a nice blend of a track.
Yeah, it's a very nice blend. It's a 4.8 kilometer, 2.98 miles, so around 3. But as qualifying has ended, let's bring up the results and show up the grid. Jimmy Ayres starts on pole, followed by Jason Cooper. Alex Renzi in third, followed by Steve Hefford, Luke Cooper, Nick McKieran, Dave Hampson, Brian James Holmes, Cesar Rizzo, Adam McNally, Stuart Dick, Max Wright, Peter Van Gool, Kip Stevens, Niels Carlston, Alberto Al Emery, Carl Jacqueline, James McRitchie, Ashley Beard, and Rob Graham finishes out your top 20. Our top amateur driver starting in 12th place, which is Max Wright. It's a standing start today as the lights are getting prepped and ready. About a minute until we go on to grid, but that is just waiting for everyone to line up right now. JJ, who do you have?
You know what? I'm gonna go with Wright. Top AM class, but we've seen over the past couple of weeks that a lot of our AM class are kind of creeping the way up, and then with our spinning wheel of misfortune, they can get quite into the mix up as the rounds go on. All
right. Well, we'll see what's going to happen as the lights are coming on, and I see a few people false starting already. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and we're going racing here at Twin Ring Motegi.
3 wide into turn 1. I can see it now. 3 wide into turn 1.
Great start by Hefford. He got a great jump. They're going side by side. Both the Swift Cooper cars. And we got a car spinning around. That's Luke Cooper in the Swift Cooper esports car getting T-boned off the side. 2 by 2. They go a little bit of 3 wide action on the exit already. There's one of the Simlabs cars up there. That is Van Gool. Van Gool's had a terrible start.
Yeah, I think we also saw one of the Simlab cars doing a bit of rally.
Oh no!
Around.
Oh, that's Rob Graham. Unfortunately, spun around mid-corner. There's carnage of people trying to get around that. I think that was Tyler Maxson is driving into another car. So we're up in looking at Andy Maxwell still in this mid-pack as they're coming up into this tight right-hander. We're not going to see a dive bomb. Actually, no, we are. Look at that Simlab car, the 39. He's trying around. There's another car around. It's absolute chaos in this midfield.
We're getting a lot of high action on lap 1. I'm quite liking this. I didn't expect lap 1 to be the hectic round here, but I'm proud of these guys.
Yeah, it's not a demo derby, but it's certainly looking like it. And this is still the battle for 27th that we're looking at. And I believe there's a crash up ahead in the pro category. That is Adam Delmont, who was spun around.
Just chilling. He's taking a break, you know. Let the tires cool down. Don't overheat him. Don't overheat him.
Up to Rizzaro in the hairpin. This is the battle for 7th place, and this is the type of pack racing that you'll see around Twin Ring Motegi. Just small groups of 6 guys. They've avoided some incidents. Cesar Rizzo's, his car is a bit beat up, but they're breaking away from the midfield pack and going into this tight right-hander. Leading out this group, it is Stevens. Here comes Wright for Team Auto Mech Knock Hill. Just all around Stevens coming into this very tricky time. Now, how many off tracks are we going to see?
1 billion. And that's not an exaggeration. Exactly 1 billion off tracks.
And, oh, no, we just got 1.
Oh. Now I feel safe. I'll tell you what, though, I do think that we're probably going to see a lot of, you know, you're going to see the leaders breaking away, and like you said, packs of 6, maybe packs of 8. I reckon by the end of the race, you'll probably have quite a lot of action going on track in different parts of the track.
Yes, that is what I believe is going to be happening as we're seeing it move out on track right now. This leading group of 7, they're spread out into a line, but in this infield section, it's very hard to follow side by side. We saw a few of the SimLab guys do it in practice right now, but that was with their own selves, and they were not really taking it seriously. But in the outer field, is going to be very crucial to be running in a pack. Line yourself up for that hairpin straight.
Yeah, I think like also with a track like this, like we saw it on lap 1, right? Like you've got a lot of cars all fighting for the same piece of tarmac. Like it's hard to be able to actually keep all the pieces of Monza. You compare it to the racing we had at Monza last week. Nice, big, relatively wide open track. Even though it's a very fast-paced track, you have the ability to kind of give and take a little. This track, you have to be a bit more aggressive. You have to stick your elbows out and just kind of fight for every inch of that track that you're standing on.
And that's going to give our pros the biggest advantage. As our biggest winners from lap 1, I believe, would have to be Carl Hardy and Tyler Maxson moving. Nope, Tyler Maxson's just moved up 15 spots from the start as we're looking at this fight for first. Ayers and Cooper going side by side through that hairpin, and like I said, that group is going to bunch up right now as they're coming up down this massive hill coming into the final sector. Cooper around the outside, Ayers up onto the inside. Cooper's going to be late on the brakes, going to send it into the corner. Going to go a bit wide, maybe a little bit off track. Ayers is right there to keep him honest about it. So we're heading into these final 2 corners. And around the outside, here comes Ayers. He stuck his nose in there, but unfortunately can't get it in there. Now we have a move for third. But another one of that is Steve Hefford holding out one of the other Switch Cooper Esports cars, and he's in the drafted SimLabs car ahead. As they're going, I would say, relatively 3 wide, going to turn 1. A little bit of nose shopping by Hefford right there. Brian James Holmes moves up into the inside. As way off track goes that Swift Cooper car. That is Alex Serendi falling down 2 places from the start.
Yeah, and I think that's why track position here is so important. We do see these close packs of cars, but particularly when you're talking about like the infield section here or the stadium section, whatever you want to call it, you want to be in front going into the corner. You don't want to have to be sort of throwing a dive bomber into that last hairpin. You don't want to have to be going through any of those motions. You just want to be in front from the get-go. But it does mean that you spend a lot of the race looking in your mirrors and fighting back. Speaking of a guy that's doing pretty well right now, though, Max Wright moving up to 8th from 12th on the grid.
Yeah, Max Wright and James McRitchie, both of those guys are doing very good. James McRitchie currently in 8th right now. He's up 10 places from where he started. Max Wright up 3 places from when he started. Tyler Maxson had a qualified ban. He's up 18 spots from where he started.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he managed to get a bit lucky with some of the spins that were going out. I know the midfield, there's a bit of contact going on, so a lot of guys kind of got caught up in that. But we're seeing... Ooh,
there's contact. One of the year 1 cars. Absolutely. That's Peter Van Gool getting taken out. I believe that was Tyler Maxson up onto the inside. We might need a replay of this.
Yeah, I couldn't quite see what happened there. From what... Here we go.
It was Tyler. Watch Tyler Maxson making it 4 wide, go into this corner, and unfortunately gets... that's a bit of net code happening right there. Unfortunately gets to the side of Peter Van Gool, sending him off track into the gravel. And he's going to teleport himself into the pits. Very tough for Peter Van Gool. And back onto Tyler Maxson. It looks like he's going for the 16th place now. And his 21st overtake of the race.
Yeah, it was kind of unfortunate. Robin's racing, but it just kind of...
Oh my goodness, what a dive bomb by Tyler Maxson. And a very wild track, I say corner ready up, almost coming off the nose of Ashton right there, going into the final sector underneath the bridge. But Tyler Maxson with a wonderful dive bomb. I did give him the nickname of Tyler Dive Bomb Maxi, and that is why it's... Oh my goodness.
I think that's David Ayers?
Yes, that is David Ayers of the Result Clothing getting into the wall. That was a hard hit. He's going to try to reverse on track and get into the pit lane or rejoin the track safely.
Yeah, I think that was unfortunate there. I didn't see which car it was in front of him, but I think it was a little bit of target fixation there. Probably took the same braking point as the guy in front of him, followed him off the track. But, if you're reacting a little bit later than the guy in front, he just managed to save it. Oh. Tyler
Maxson once again into the braking zone, setting it as far as he can, and he does get the position, and he's right on the nose of Max Emery. And now he's once again behind Ashton. Lost a few positions in the infield so far. But up there to 16th place, and when you have a qualifying ban, you really can't count yourself out here, as Tyler's showing us right now, as the battle for the lead is pretty much getting spread out now.
Yeah, I think this is one of those tracks where aggression pays off, but also it's one of those ones where aggression can bite you in the butt at certain points.
Yeah, we see the battle for second right now between Holmes and Ayers. Holmes around the outside going into the hairpin. Look at how far Cooper is ahead of this group. The chasing pack has been battling this entire time, and Cooper is running away with this.
This is when you want to just bump draft and run away.
Now Holmes sitting at the front of the straight. Is David Ayers, nope, is Jamie Ayers going to send it up to the inside? Yes, they do. Riding on the curb side by side, a little bit of bump and running. Said it underneath the bridge. There's a slow car off track right there. That is a lapped car. It's this very tricky final sling of corners, and yeah, Cooper is just running away.
Yeah, I think in this scenario, I mean, if you've got that little lead, this isn't Monza. You get a small lead, and to be honest, it only takes a few corners to really sort of get into your groove, and once you're doing that, you can start to really make some headway.
Yeah, as we're on board, Steve Heffernan gets into the back of his Simlabs teammate, and unfortunately turns off, and he turned. Oh, what a save! And he's actually slowing down, I believe, to say sorry to his buddy. I think they're fine. Might need a replay from outside the car, but that was very scary from Hefford's point of view.
Yeah, I think a lot happened. My brain's trying to take it all in. A lot just happened.
Okay.
Oh, that was a save.
That kind of cleared up of what happened.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I think we're
All
going to
right,
get extra replay.
here we have the full replay. So Hefford goes onto the inside, unfortunately turns, Ayers, gets into the side of the Swift Cooper car, and Ayers just drives across the track. Okay, so no harm done to Simlabs team, just both of them just lost a bunch of positions as Hefford is going wide into that corner, almost off track, but keeps it there.
Yeah, I think that was just a conversation. I think it was Ayers, broke a little bit late, tried to cut back to make sure he didn't get undercut. But, you know, you can't signal that to the guy behind you, so you just end up getting a bit caught up in each other's rears. But they're both back on the track and still racing, so they've still got plenty of time in the race. We've still got 4.5 whole minutes.
Look at this battle between McNally and Cesare. Ayers is also in this. This is the battle for third place now. As second place, Brian J. Holmes, after that incident, he's running away, and he's pretty much joined up with Cooper right now as they're going 2 wide. Ayers might make this 3 wide, and we're going to have a battle at the late breakers right now. Ayers swinging back into the bump, into the draft. McNally up onto the inside, and McNally doesn't get it, but here comes Ayers on the attack. Ayers around the outside through this 45-degree turn, and now into this little turn complex. Gets in front of McNally, but McNally on the exit. Is he going to get the switchback move? We're drag racing here in Japan.
Yeah, I don't want to call this one. Lap car gets out of the way. Mighty respects out there. You know, I got to feel a little bit bad for Ayers. Qualified so well, had a real good shot of getting up. You know, just get caught up in the race. But we've still got 3 races after this. So we've still got time to make back some positions and points in those races.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have a great 4 races here today as a cone gets murdered. Hashtag Cones Life Matters. As this battle for third is standing out in the infield right now. Getting ready for the outfield. Since we have a car turned or going very slowly on this on the road, just letting people pass him. I believe that he's just doing his blue flag duty. That is a 37. Luke Cooper. Yeah, he's not having a good time.
Yeah, that is that will not pass an MOT, my friend.
Yeah, no, he's pulling it off right now. I think he's trying to take the east course into the pit lane.
Shortcut.
He did. His dot just teleported into the pit lane for us, so you can do that.
Yeah, I don't think there was much you could have done with that scenario. That car seen better days.
Yes.
If you look at it, I think we're getting pretty much up to where we thought we'd be right now, which I'm pretty happy with. We're seeing a lot of different battles going through the pack. If you look at the track map and top right of your screens, you can have a look and see that we've got a lot of different action. The AM class has got some great midfield action going on as well. Currently following Max Wright. in 10th place, as everyone seems to be singling out for the end of the race.
Yeah, they're setting up for the end of the race. 1 lap to go here at Twin Ring Motegi. Laps take 2 minutes 11 seconds, and the leaders have not passed yet with less than 2 minutes left, so this will be the last lap. Watch it not be.
Well, yeah, I think we'll be seeing the white flag this time around. But yeah, a lot of these cars are going to come back to the garage with a lot of bangs and bruises on them. Maybe some thought for the next race. You know, maybe we're going to see. It has one of those like strange moments where you get a really aggressive race on lap 1 as somebody's starting to get loose on the home
That's
straight.
Let's go. Oh, into the outside wall he goes. That is Cesar Rizzo, unfortunately losing control onto the curbs. I believe he got off the grass, got back onto the tarmac, and just unfortunately the weight of the car just took over right here. Gets onto the grass, recovered a little bit too much, and unfortunately slammed hard into the wall.
Tell you what, credit to the car behind him for having the reactions to get away from that.
Yeah, it was a very close race with him. I believe, that might have been Tyler Maxson behind him. It was Tyler Maxson.
So we're looking at here. I think the battle between Cooper and James. Cooper and Holmes. I don't think we're going to see Holmes manage to catch up to Cooper because Cooper just seems to be in an element of his own right now.
Yeah, Cooper and Holmes are off in their own battle, as this is the battle for 3rd place right now, as the Excite car takes the very early line onto the inside. McNally and Cesare and Ayers and Dick all in this group. These 4 cars battling out. Here comes Ayers, a little bit of a bump and run going to this tight left-hander. Ayers got into the back of Cesare, and he gets up there. The Switch Cooper car leading out the battle for 3rd place right now. So they're heading into the hairpin. Cesare, McNally, Ayers. 2 Simlabs cars also in here. Excite Esports is also in here, as well as Esmeratic. So we're heading down the hill. This is where Draft Date's coming along. We see the Simlabs car of Hefford getting behind McNally, but I don't think they can catch Cesare. McNally.
Probably can keep Dick just behind him.
Oh, McNally's making that car as wide as possible, making it hard for Ayers, but Ayers going to have the inside line as we can switch over to Jason Cooper as he takes race 1 here at Twin Ring Motegi. Followed by Brian James Holmes. Back to the battle for 2nd. Jimmy Ayers! What's happened to Ayers?
I think we just saw the tail end of him getting turned. I think it was Hefford. Oh, no, it wasn't. I misspoke.
It was McNally.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
That was
McNally. Very unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. To happen on the very last lap in the last sector. Jamie Ayers finishing behind Tyler Maxson in 15th place. So we have a good battle. 4th, 28th right now. That's a 22 car of Rob Graham leading out this little pack as the amateur's going to win this little fight.
Go, Rob Graham. You go.
His car seems better days, but we can say that for a lot of people's cars today.
Yeah, it's Robin's racing. You say that a million times for pretty much any race that you see these days. Robin's racing, but at
unless it's
don't really have much alternative.
Unless it's an open wheel race, then no.
Yeah, God, have you seen the new Skip Barbers when they start touching wheels and they just start flipping off into the middle of nowhere?
Yes. Hundreds of times.
I love the new damage model, but damn.
It's very fun. Well, after that race, let's bring up the results and go through the grid. Taking the win here today.
Oh, we still got one left.
Oh, we're waiting for. That is one cambered out wheel.
He's got that thing slapped. That what? That's not how physics are meant to work.
Well, he's turning completely to the left. We're still waiting for Adam right now, and he's the last guy on track. And honestly, this is a show for us to kind of wind down to... Come on, you got it. Don't roll it. Don't roll it. You got it, man. You got it.
You got it.
Hey. Props to you. I wouldn't be able to do that.
I just saw it and I was like, don't roll on the last chicane. Just get across the line.
And he finishes across the line in 38th place. Not a last, so way to pull it out there, buddy.
I almost want him to start doing donuts just to see if it does roll now that he's across the line.
Your wish is not going to be granted because we still have 3 great races today as our results come out. Jansen Cooper takes the win for Swift Cooper Esports, followed by Brian James Holmes, Adam Cesare, Stuart Dick, Adam McAnally, Steve Heffer, James McRitchie, Niels Carlson, Max Wright takes the win in the amateur category, followed by Kip Stevens, finishing out your top 10. They're followed by Ashley Beer, Jack Ashton, Albert Ducker, Al Emery, Tyler Maxon, Jamie Ayers, Nick McKieran, Charles Kellyman, Carl Hardy, Craig Jones, Matt Emery, Andy Maxwell, Mikey Key, Phil Regan, Scott Malcolm, Drosrin Urzum, Joseph Mitchell, Carl Jacqueline, Ralph Collian, Rob Graham, David Hampson, Dale Bennison, Joe McDonald, Michael Berry, Steve Hanser, Cesar Rizzo, Luke Cooper, Liam Silkstone, Adam Delmont, David Ayers, Peter Van Gool, and Adrian Hendy finishing out today's race. And whew, this makes me excited. We're going to bring in Sammy to spin that wheel.
Yep, the wheel is on your screen right now, and we will see this a few times tonight, so let's see what we get for the second race. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be full -4.
How many times have we had -4 so far?
A couple of times.
I think 3 times?
I think we're on a roll of 3 now. It was -4 twice last round in a row, and now it's a 3 time in a row. So -4 is our reverse grid. I'm very excited. Any closing statements until we go off into break?
I really hope that the next race brings us just as much action up and down the field as the first one did, because I think that this is really a track that invites mid-pack battles, which I'm really excited to see.
All right, you heard it here. Mid-pack is going to be crazy, and I believe this first lap and first few laps going to be crazy here. Stay tuned. We'll be back after these messages.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Coming for a splash. Three, two, one, now. All clear, punch it. Great job, you did really well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Howdy, 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 everybody, and we are back for race number 2 here at Twin Ring Motegi after a very crazy first race. The grid is set and ready after the wheel has spun -4, and here's your starting 20. Joe McDonald starts off on pole, followed by Dale Bennison, Dave Hampson, Rob Graham, Ralph Colliam, Carl Jacqueline, Joseph Mitchell, Jerome Ursum, Scott Malcolm, Phil Regan, Mikey Key, Eddie Maxwell, Craig Jones, Matthew Emery, Carl Hardy, Charles Kellyman, Nick McKieran, Jamie Ayers, Tyler Maxon, and Abdul Al-Amri. And following up to the 24th position is Jack Ashton, Ashley Beard, Kip Stevens, and Max Wright. As the grid is getting ready to go with Joe McDonald, I'm excited to see them fly here today.
I was gonna say, look at that top 20 that we've got there. That's only 5 of the Pro Series cars in there.
Yeah, this is a full reverse grid, and Hampson was not having a very good start, but he'll be starting in 3rd as the 5 red lights are on, and away they go. And we're racing here in Twin Ring Motegi. And there's already a lot of action from the pros at the very back of the field. Look at Hampson already sniping Bennison off the line, swooping around him to get P2, and he's already off to the inside. That's 2 positions in 1 corner. Your new leader is Dave Hansen for Simlabs. And we got a car spinning up on... Yeah, that's car spinning. That is Rizzo, I believe.
Yeah, it was unfortunate.
No, that was Andy Maxwell as... Oh my goodness, 5 wide. Laid on the brakes. The pros are absolutely trying to fight through this field, and I really want to stay with the pros right now as they're just pushing up through here. Car goes way wide. That's one of the Simlab guys. The first lap here at Twin Ring Motegi is always chaotic with these drivers. All these Simlab cars are just all next to each other. Tyler Maxon's also up in there.
Yeah, I mean,
wide.
if you look at the top 20, like we've got all those pro guys that are starting to make progress. Hampson though, damn, that was a hell of a start.
Great start by Hampson, great off the line, and took advantage of the amateurs right there, and he just had full-on advantage going to that corner. Had the inside line, had a great start off the line. As one of the Switch Cooper cars spun around. He got turned in traffic. That is the number 6 car of...
That's Alex Cerny, right?
Yeah, that's Alex Cesnery. Says 6 on his windshield, but 30... Yeah, that is him. Okay. I was looking at a different car. Some other cars were also involved in that incident. But very unfortunate for him after a great first race.
I mean, also, if you have a look at that, Jamie Ayres, 9 positions in less than a lap.
He's sitting in 9th right now, right behind the amateur of Carl Jacqueline. Carl sitting there. Jamie is going to try his any best to get around him, and this is the part of the track that he does not like after being turned on the very last lap. He's getting his nose in there. Onto the exit he goes as one of the Simlab cars takes a very ambitious route off track. Oh my goodness, we have a massive crash. Mick Ritchie's involved. The 72 of Hefford's involved. A few of the result clothing's involved. Okay, we're going to go watching James McRitchie right now as they're heading into this final turn sector. This is where Jamie got turned. Oh, just accordion right there.
That's one of those things where it sucks to see and it sucks to feel. You know, you can't really do anything about that.
Very unfortunate. It's kind of like traffic you see on the highway. Somebody brakes and you brake, and it just kind of accordions all together until somebody hits each other, which is what's happened there. But it's caused this massive split in the field. If you look at our mini map right now, between 20th and 21st, we have 2 fields right now. But the charging 21st,
we got some great action all up and down this joint.
it's a good separation because the 21st spot is basically the pro group, and the 20th group, the leading group, is the amateur cup guys.
Healthy split.
There was a healthy split. We do have a few of them mixed in with each other. Ayers and Emery, they're both up there in 8th and 9th. Hampson's leading out this race, and I believe he's pulling away from the Rob Graham and Joe McDonald right behind him.
Oh, someone's off.
Oh, we got a big crash off track. Mikey Key's in the wall.
think I saw someone fly off to the left and someone fly off to the right. I'm not sure if they were connected or just, you know, unfortunately someone
Yeah,
just
that's Ursum.
got up into each other. Yeah.
Both the amateur drivers got into it together. I don't think they're connected. I think they're just avoiding each other with a spin, and, you know, avoidance sometimes causes even more incidents, mainly for yourselves. But as these pro drivers are trying to chase down the leading pack, it's going to get very interesting right now.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate for the guys that caught up in that, but we've still got some great racing going up and down the field. Starting to see our pros encroach in on the top 10 position, starting to make their way through.
Yeah, they're within the top 20, but there are more than just them, as the top 20 is mainly full of amateur drivers, which is something we rarely see here, as one of the asymmetric drivers gets onto the grass in the backfield, and it's a lovely save as the Result clothing car swoops in onto the inside. That is Jones defending from Ashley Beard. But Beard's got a good exit, though. He's going to have a little drag race here in Japan and have the inside line as Jones commits Cone's murder.
You know what, who I feel bad for? The marshals that have to keep popping out there and popping those cones back every lap. They're just like, damn it, come on!
Hashtag Cone's lives matter, people.
I'm having a look up and down the field here. I think the biggest mover and shaker we've got so far is actually Peter Van Gool in looking through the pack right now, if I'm correct in saying that.
22nd place, yes.
Yeah, he's up
18
like 17
spots.
Positions. 18 positions, yeah, there we go.
Yes. We're looking at Tyler Maxson right now. He's up 13 spots and he's battling with Ayers, but Tyler Maxson, a little bit of off-track adventure right there. Emery going up to his inside, but Tyler Maxson defending that beautifully right now as he's trying to chase up into 5th place. But Maxson had a very positive first race, finished midfield in 15th place, started midfield once more, 25th, and he's up and at him in 6th. So good racing for the year 1 car.
Yeah, I think we're also seeing Hampson get quite a healthy lead pulling away. I mean, if you think about it, when we went back to Monza last week, you know, you needed, I'd say at least like, what, a 3-second gap to be able to start pulling away?
It was 2.5 seconds, really, to start pulling away from the cars behind. That's really a general rule where draft comes in. I know there's a more specific number, but that's the rule of thumb I usually use, 2.5 seconds. But it's just, if you start seeing daylight in your rearview mirror, you know you're going to start pull away, but it's usually around 2.5 seconds, and the gaps... Ooh, this is a nice battle between Mitchell and Emery. McCarron was in there. All right, one of the sim lab drivers going up onto the inside, and he gets that position very nicely up into 8th.
Yes, shoving it down the inside. Yeah, it is. Running a bit wide there.
What a move by Jamie for 4th place.
And he makes it stick. He makes it stick.
What a move.
I think Jamie's up 14 positions.
Yes, he is.
He's actually had some light competition through there.
We're going to watch this replay right now because that was very beautiful. Defending in middle of the track, Ralph Gillingham right there. Jamie's going up, setting for the inside line, sends it into the braking zone very late, and this almost pushes Ralph to the very edge of the track, saying, "This is my spot, move over." What a move. Redemption now. Oh my goodness, that's an optical car. That's Joseph Mitchell. He's having suspension damage, definitely. So what's happened to him? Jacquelette's on his inside. Do we see the turn in or the turn outs? Oh, they get into each other. That's a hard hit. That's unfortunate for Joseph. Back live between McDonald and Graham for the battle for 2nd right now. They're going side by side. Graham has the inside line. He's going to set it up and get that position, but Joe McDonald taking the widest line I've ever seen, setting up for the final turn sector. We're riding on his nose right now. setting up to get this independent car onto the ultimate car, but the ultimate car standing out there as we see. Oh, there he is again. Jamie Ayres racing it down. He's got third place. He's going to go for second right now. That's a little bit too ambitious if you're going to try to send it right there, but he's getting as close as he can. A little bit of caution right there. He's setting up Rod Graham. Here comes Jamie Ayres for P2. Definitely a redemption mode for him after last race's unfortunate incident at the very end of the race, which made him finish in 16th place. Has nose inside.
Someone got down.
I heard that's Ralph calling him. Very hard. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I saw him get tagged in the back of the car. I didn't get a chance to get a glimpse of who actually managed to tag him.
I'm going to say it was Tyler.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, he just got tagged going through. I think it was it was not a very happy situation there, but Jamie Ayres up into second place now.
He's going to continue this charging right now, but don't count out Graham. Graham's going to try to hold with Jamie Ayres, but just in his strats. He's not going to try any funny business on the overtake.
Yeah, I think I've been following Jamie Ayres a little bit throughout this race, and I think that honestly, like, he's been making like really clean, really safe, well, really clean but really aggressive.
Well, after race one, he's definitely winning a very positive race.
I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
He's up 16 places, so this is definitely a redemption mode story for Jamie Ayres. A real redemption mode would be him winning. But Dave Hampson has pulled away by 5 seconds ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, geez, where did that come from? Like, I hadn't even been keeping track of that at all. That is like, what, 4.8 seconds? Yeah, 4.8 seconds.
Yeah. It was that start that just made him all in there. He had a very terrible first race and very positive this race. We have a lap comparison between P1 and P2. See that gap's just pulling away just slightly, but with another pro chasing him down, it might come into might start coming down just a little bit, because Jamie Ayres did qualifying on pole here.
Yeah, he's been lightning fast pretty much all week. Seen a great battle in between Joe McDonald and is it Tyler Maxson, I believe? Yeah,
yes.
Seen a great battle for these guys up for 4th position.
Both Americans racing with each other right now.
Yeah.
Which is odd seeing two Americans race in a series called British Sim Racers, but we also have American on comps and with a Canadian on comps as well, so North America.
It's a global effort. It's a global effort.
Yes. McDonald defending on the inside. Here comes Albury going around the outside in the braking zone, and ooh, Albury might be able to get this move off and gets it to the grass a little bit. McDonald defending onto the inside. Albury does have the speed. He's got McKieran also with them. As they head into this corner, McDonald's going to defend onto the inside. Albury getting shunted right there as they head 3 wide heading into this turn. McKieran just trying to navigate through this amateur battle right now as he's just struggling for position. Here comes McKieran going into the braking zone. It's going to be a bit late onto the asymmetric cart. No, he's not. This is some great battle for 6th place. Into the hairpin they go. Albury around the outside. Looked for the around the outside move. Unfortunately, couldn't do it. McDonald swinging off to the inside, trying to break up that draft as much as possible. They're all following them in a line. Who's going to be the last of the late breakers? Here comes Albury around the outside, going for a move into the braking zone. McKieran's also watching with ease. Albury once more around the outside. Does not get the move. McDonald defending onto the inside, keeps it there. Here comes McKieran. Oh no, they take each other out.
I think that was a case of wrong time, wrong place for some people, but right time, right place for McKieran.
I just think that was unfortunate and ow.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there for Al Emery. He's got shunted all the way back to where are we at the moment? He's all the way back into 17th place. But Looking like we're going into the last lap here. We've got Dave Hampson pulling away nice and far into the lead. I believe he's got a 5.2 second lead. If I'm correct.
Yeah, so my theory of that gap falling down was a complete lie.
To be honest, with the charge that Jamie Ayres was doing, I was 100% behind that. I thought that we could close that gap. But having said that, Ayres is now having to fight off Emery, or was having to pull off Emery. He's now about 4 tenths ahead.
Yeah, Emery and Ayres, these two pros have moved up through the field. We haven't really talked about Matthew Emery that much. He started 10 places down, but he's moved his way up into P3 with Jamie Ayres. But Matthew Emery has been kind of quiet driver that we see. And very consistent, I must say.
Yeah, I mean, also if you look a bit further down the pack, you got Jason Cooper making 24 spots since the beginning of the race.
Now that's a finish. He did take the win in race 1. He did take the win in race 1, and he's battling with Ashley Beard right now, trying to chase down the group ahead of Jacqueline, McKieran, and Maxon, as going into this tight left-hander, taking a nice defense, as we have a battle for second place right now. Ayres and Emery going side by side into the hairpin. And also behind him between Graham and Maxon.
Like 2x2 in 2 separate rows.
What's this, no sort? But up the inside, here's Ayres on Emery, and Jamie Ayres going to hold it out as we're on the last lap. And Hampson, after a very dominating start line, he's going to walk his way into victory lane. Another victory for Sim Labs right now. He wins race number 2. And, oh my goodness, a drag race for P2. It's going to be close. It's going to be Emery sniping it at the line.
That was... We're going back to Monza again. How close was that? That was 7 tenths?
A thousandth of a
7
second?
thousandths? I can count. Don't worry. Numbers are hard.
It was
wide.
close. 4 wide finish for 14th. We have a slow car. That is Joe McDonald. He's struggling to keep his car going straight. He's turning right to go forward. And he's going to finish off in 33rd spot. But everyone's staying in a nice big old pack today. And this race is, ooh, he's pulling off a nice drift. Style
It'll be
points.
interesting to see how McDonald got that damage. Was he running with that for the whole race, or...?
No, that must have been in the last lap. That must have been in the last sector. That's him trying to finish it, and give this man some internet points.
Tell you what, looking at it though, we've got some. I mean, this is the thing that's wow.
That does not look natural.
The laws of physics do not apply. But I'm just having a look through the field. And as always happens with the Wheel of Fortune that we have in this series, you get these races where you get a massive reverse grid, get a lot of people fighting the way for the front, a lot of people falling through the pack, and just some great battles in the middle.
All right, as I believe are waiting out for a few people, but no, we aren't. And the results for race number 2, Dave Hampson takes the win, followed by Matthew Emery. Jamie Ayres finishes on the podium, followed by Tyler Dieball Maxon in 4th, or followed by Rob Graham winning the amateur group, finishing in 5th. Great job by Rob Graham. They're followed by Nick McCarron, Carl Jacqueline, Jason Cooper, Ashley Beard, Charles Kellerman, Niels Carlson, Adam McNally, Scott Malcolm, Carl Hardy, Craig Jones, Dale Benison, Peter Van Gool, and Stuart Dick in 18th. In 19th, it's Al Emery. Unfortunately, after that incident, he's dropped down to 19th. He's followed by Brian James Holmes, Adam Delmont, Phil Regan, James McRitchie, Steve Hefford, Cesar Rizzo, Luke Cooper, Max Wright, Mikey Key, Adam Cesnery, Adrian Hendy, Andy Maxwell, Jack Ashton, Joe McDonald, Jerome Ursum, David Ayres, Steve Hansford, Skip Stevens, Michael Berry, Ralph Kellingham, Leon Silkson, and Joseph Mitchell finishing at the very end of the field. Well, after a great push through the field by our winners and the pros, that was very exciting. So, you know what's coming in next. Let's bring in Sammy to spin that wheel.
Yeah, the wheel is on the screen. Let's see what brings. It's not really living up to its name of Wheel of Misfortune, because the second race was actually pretty great.
It's now just the wheel of bribing. We do accept bribes.
And it is not -4, it is 50.
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
Oh, indeed. Well, this should be fun.
Oh.
Well, after a very exciting race 2, race 3 is going to be even more exciting. Thank you, everybody, for staying here with race 2. We're going to be back getting ready for the big boy reverse grid in race 3. We'll be back after these messages.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Coming for a splash. Three, two, one, now. All clear. Punch it. Great job. You did really well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have.
Howdy, 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 everybody, and we're back for race number 3. The skies are getting darker here at Twin Ring Motegi as the big boy reverse grid has spun a massive 50. That means everyone gets turned around. Let's bring up the board as it's Kip Stevens starting up on pole, followed by Steve Hansford, David Ayers, Jerome Urson, Joe McDonald, Jack Ashton, Andy Maxwell, Adrian Hendy, Alex Resney, Mikey Key, Max Wright, Luke Cooper, Cesar Rizzo, Steve Hansford, James McRitchie, Phil Regan, Andy Delmont, Brian James Holt, Aldur L. Emery, Stuart Dick, and Peter Van Gogh. They're followed by Dale Benson and Craig Jones, with Carl Hardy finishing out the top 24 cars starting along. As the grid is all set and ready, we have a pro on pole as the lights are coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle your seatbelts because we're in for a wild ride. As it's green flags ahoy, and we're racing here at Twin Ring Motegi.
I'm scared and excited for the first lap.
I'm always excited for the first lap. This is Joe McDowell going around the outside of the Excite racing car. He had a pretty good start after a very positive race last time. Oh my goodness! That's a hard collision into the wall. That is Mikey Key of the Simlabs car, and he's right next to Andy Maxwell as well, and that was violent.
Yeah,
Back.
I think it was first bit bunching through there. Fortunately, I think they were the only two that got caught with that. I don't think they collected anyone else with them.
No, they were all by themselves right there. As I said that, it looks like I-35 right now with all this traffic as they head into turn 5. This is a very tricky corner to get right. A few cars going off track right now, side by side, maybe a bit 3 wide up the field as Alex Redney and Swift Cooper Esports going up the field. Joe McDonald still in that fight. He's up into the inside of this 3-wide, going into this sweeping left-hand turn, which is going to turn into a right-hand turn right now. He's stuck onto the outside and sits in 10th place. Now, this field is much more mixed than the last race. So we got pros all over the place, amateurs all over the place. Joe McDonald gets into the back of Alex Resney and Steve Hefford, actually, as Resney is now battling with him side by side. As we have
actually going back of the pack.
Yeah, Rob Graham has been spun around. That is Jason Cooper. Oh no, Jason Cooper's been spun around. Race 1 winner. Oh, that's very unfortunate for him.
I didn't quite get to have a chance to see what was going through there. I'm looking at the pack now just to see who we've got making some moves at the moment. I think current biggest move and shaker is Joseph Mitchell, +10. He's currently sitting up in 31st position.
Yeah, looking at the battle for second right now. Jack Ashton moved up to second place to try and chase down Kip Stevens. He just got past Steve Hansford and David Ayers. And looking back at Cesar Rizzo, he's in 7th place. He's in this good pack right now. To his right is Adrian Henney and Jerome Urson. He actually gets into the back of him. I think that might have been a little bit of a tap. And here comes Rizzo around the outside. This is a tight 4-way. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, looked like Urson. I think it was Urson there. Got a little bit of a pinch.
There might have been contact and hard dive bomb out of nowhere. That's a 31, and that year 1 car of Henny gets absolutely murdered, and that car is immobile. It's best to keep that car stationary right there, a little bit on track, but Scott Malcolm caught up in there, unfortunately. But that was a massive hit.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether that was a dive bomb or whether someone just cut him off. I'm not sure. Too wide though.
That might have been a dive bomb. Brian J. Holmes sitting onto the inside of the 58 of James McRitchie.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at the moment. I'm keeping an eye out for Jamie Ayers. I'm just trying to keep an eye on where he is at the moment. I think he had a bit of a struggle on the first lap there. I only think he made 1 position up on the first lap.
Well, he's out. He's in the pit lane.
You know what? That would make so much more sense. I was wondering why I couldn't find his name.
Unfortunately, Jamie Ayers was caught up in an incident. I'm not sure of which incident. It might have been the one that we just saw. Oh my goodness, just saw a little bit of out traction from the Motegi racer. And that's Max Wright going way up to the bottom of the field, not wanting any part in that massive pack. He's going to let them all draft past him and try to make his way up into the braking zone. We're looking at Luke Cooper right now. 3 wide into the braking zone. That's sketchy.
A little bit of the old argy-bargy going on through this.
Oh my goodness, Max Wright taking out Stuart Dick.
That just looked like the brake pedal didn't work at that point. He came in at a ferocious speed. I'm not sure what happened there.
I think Max Wright was going in at the speed that he usually goes in and didn't expect people to be slowing down at that point because it's a flat-out corner. That 45-degree bend, it's an upcoming corner that you want to brake for. And Max Wright, I don't know what he was thinking right there. Just didn't let off the loud pedal and unfortunately got into the back of Stuart Dick.
A little bit of Robbins racing between the 50 and the 777 though. Going 3 wide now.
Carlson on the inside of Amber. Carlson setting up on both of those cars, and he's going to get up there. He's on the back end. He's on the inside of Wright. And I think he's going to have the speed on the exit. He's going to definitely have the draft as we're heading into turn 5. Look at that SimLabs car. He's making progress. Might try to make something up the inside, but Wright's getting into the side of Carlson, sending Carlson off the track. McRitchie now going to try something on. Oh my goodness.
I think that was the 777 again that just got a little bit sideways. Yeah, I think it was Al Amory.
Oh, McCure gets to the back of the 307. McDonald gets bumped forward.
Gotta love a bit of the old argy-bargy.
as an American, I would say I like this.
That's a lot of the old argy-bargy, though.
Yeah, Matthew Emery gets into the wall. I don't think that car is turning straight. We might need an onboard shot to see where his hands are positioned. Oh, no, this car's fine.
We're okay. Yeah,
that looked a lot worse.
To the rear. I think he got away with it, yeah.
That looked a lot worse from the sky.
Yeah, the iRacing gods have smiled upon him this day.
Max Wright being drafted, but look up onto the inside. It's the Excite car making an exciting move up there, but McNally doesn't have the space, and Max Wright's going to stay ahead in 14th place. And he's been very aggressive on defending.
Yeah, I think the part with that left-right handed complex as well is it thins out so much going through there. You just see everyone sort of all dive to the middle of the track, just like, yeah, we're going to single file up here. But then the moment you pop out of it, it's just like, and for what again?
Yeah, we saw that exactly as going into the first turn. McNally gets past Wright.
I'm just having a look through it at the moment.
Also, Ashton and Kip Stevens are battling for the lead.
Yeah, I think there's actually a pretty close battle. Actually, no, I think Jack Ashton's got a little bit of a lead at the moment.
Well, Kip Stevens has been racing out. He was leading in the race, and then Ashton chased him down. So Ashton has pushed himself up into the lead with Kip Stevens, and yeah. And they're
kind of
pulling away.
The past two races, right? Like the top two tend to pull away a little bit. If the lead can get a bit of a lead, then he can start getting the zone. Start to pull away. One guy that I want to draw attention to, Liam Silkstone, plus 17 positions, and Dave Hampson, plus 18. No surprises there.
Yeah, Dave Hansen, great driver, sitting in, he's going for his 19th move right now, sitting in 19th. Tyler Maxon's moved up 14 places, having a little battle in the midfield. Oh, and it gets into the side of McKieran. Max is sitting onto the inside of Almery. Does he have it? I think he has the speed, but he's going to think twice about that move and just hug that inside line, that back end of that. Oh my goodness, we have a crash ahead. That's Max Wright in one of the Swift Cooper cars.
Yeah, I think Max Wright might have just got into the back of the number 5 or number 50 there. I think it was number 5.
It was Carlson. Carlson around the outside, Max Wright up onto the inside. They're so tight to each other, and that was we got loose on the very exit.
It, and unfortunately, the path of the car chose the direction of the other guy.
These cars are like magnets sometimes. Unfortunately, if you get a little bit loose, McDonald got loose, and there's a car on the wall. Oh my goodness! McDonald gets into a massive collision with Liam Silkstone. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of a chain reaction deal there. If you see him coming out the corner, he gets bumped into a little bit, saves it, turns back into the straight line, thinks that he's got it, comes back over, but all of a sudden there's a car there. And tell you what, that is very unlucky for Silkstone there. He just he had nothing to do with that. He was just a passenger. There
was no opening for him right there, but Joe McDonald has teleported himself into the pit lane. We're up into the battle for third place. Hefford's leading out this group, followed by Jade Holmes and Delma as our trusty mini-map comes up on the screen. So they go underneath the bridge, and we have a few lap cars already. No,
yeah, I mean,
yeah, that's Hesford. And yeah, that's Cesare. Okay.
Yeah, I think, like, of course, if you're just sort of looking through the field here, they're not splitting up as much as I thought. They're really doing a good job of keeping this pack close together. I thought we'd start to see them bunch up a lot, but maybe that's just Monza sort of blinded me for that. We see quite a few cars going wide out of that turn.
Yeah, I believe that was the ARS and Cooper who got wide. We're looking at Hefford and Sarasny. The battle for third as they're trying to chase down the leaders down this long straight, and they're getting a good draft off each other. They were trading it off. They could train themselves to close in on Ashton and Stevens. Unfortunately, Cesar gets into the grass, and he's almost into the wall, but he saved it.
Did he hit the wall? I didn't see there.
I don't think he hit the wall. That's.
He looks to
I
be
don't see
steering
any
okay.
damage. Yeah, I don't see any damage, and
Yeah, I think he's okay.
yeah, effort saved that.
That was a mighty fine save.
Also, y'all don't see it on our overlay, but I see it in game. Kip Stevens, he likes to mess with our name, with his name sometimes, and he's definitely messing with us today.
Oh, was that a little bit of contact there? Stuart
That
Dick?
was contact. Stuart Dick getting into the side
That's
of
a bit
him.
more.
That's actually Matthew Emery. Stuart Dick is the car behind him, and Stuart Dick taking a whole advantage of this, and he's going to get ahead into 20th spot. He might make a move for 19th up onto the inside. Here comes Dick on McKieran, and does it get him right there? Almost got into the back end of him. And Carl Hardy was also at the back of that group.
Yeah, I think Dave Hampson continuing to make places up at the moment. Dave Hampson's up into 15th place, and
Oh
somebody's
my-
on the roof.
That's Liam Silkstone. Ups. That's not the that's not the right way up.
You know what? I think you're right.
I kind of want to see what happened there.
I think at that point it's just like, well, I'm here now. I may as well just stay.
And I kind of don't want to see how it got there.
I think if I'm right in saying Silkstone was the one involved in an incident on home straight earlier on.
Yes, he was. So I think his damage might have
There
had
he is.
something, and there he is sitting up on his roof. I know he shouldn't be laughing, but here is Liam Silkstone driving a car with no hood, heading into the hairpin.
The car just gave up.
That's
I think-
unfortunate.
I think the car at that point just decided, nope, that's it. I'm done with this. We're out of here.
I know I shouldn't be laughing at it. It's very unfortunate, but... Oh, no, 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 no! Save it, save it! Oh, my goodness. What a save by Peter Van Gool. And he's still fighting with Craig Jones. Craig Jones, the result clothing onto the inside. Peter Van Gool very late on the break. He's going to go for an outside, holding him out, keeping it on the throttle on the very last lap. This is great racing that Peter Van Gool's giving us, and he's still holding off Craig Jones right now, and I think he saved that spot after that almost costly mistake right there. But great driving by Peter Van Gool.
Yeah, but don't forget he's got Adam McNally and Craig Jones right behind him here with James McRitchie shortly behind.
Yeah, McRitchie and Hansen don't count these guys out, but McNally and Van Gool, oh no, Hefford in 6th place! Gets into the gravel. I think he might have been turned. In the battle for 3rd, it was 3 wide. Hefford's in there, in the middle of it. He gets, got squeezed by the Switz Cooper driver.
Yeah, he got a bit of a moved off to the left, and then there was just someone there which didn't help.
Yeah, and now it's Holmes and Sarasny battling it out side by side for the battle for 3rd place. Holmes and Sarasny, these two guys have been very close with each other all races. They head into the hairpin. Switz Cooper driver has the advantage, but here comes Holmes going straight to the inside line. They're all holding that inside line, not giving up any advantage. Holmes does have the straight line speed. They're going to go side by side into this braking zone. Is Holmes going to send one? Hard on the brakes, brake this glowing red. Holmes gets the advantage out. Saracen gets into the grass as they head into the quick 45. Side by side into this tricky last bit. Holmes is on the inside. Saracen around the outside. They get into each other and taking it out of nowhere. Delmont gets it. Delmont surprise into 3rd place. He played the patient game and he sniped 3rd place with that, and what a finish to finish out the podium. Jack Ashton takes the win for Excite Racing, followed by Kip Stevens and Switz Cooper Esports. and Adam Delmont in 3rd place, followed by Alex Resney, and Brian James Holmes was the battle that we just saw. I'm sorry if I got a little bit excited there. That was awesome.
That was, it kind of reminded me of last lap at Canadian Tire Motorsport for the truck races.
Exactly. Yeah, does remind me of that.
I think we're going to get a chance to see Holmes bringing it across the line here.
Here is the replay. There's the replay of it. Brian James Holmes. Here's the replay once more. And there is Delmont. About 2, 3, 5 car lengths right behind him. Let's right on his nose.
Right? At this point, you're like, no, he's not getting there. Like,
at this point, you're just like, I'm just going to see what happens. Both of them go off track right in front of him. Go into this quick 45. They're battling out for the last podium spot. Around the outside, the Excite car sends it. It just gets a little bit wider. They get into each other, and Delmont sneaks past for 3rd place. Dives it onto the inside line to avoid any contact between the two. And Adam Delmont steals 3rd place. And that is 2 Excite racing cars on the podium right now.
hey, good job, man. That was right place, right time.
Yeah, that was definitely right place, right time. We've heard the expression right place, wrong place, wrong time. Well, that is certainly right place, right time. It was a spirited battle between Cerizay and Holmes, I must say. But what a finish we just saw.
Yeah, I think I'm having a look through the statistics through the end of the race. I think most gained positions goes to Dave Hampson for plus 26, finishing up in 11th place.
Yes, he did. Dave Hampson with a nice finish, as I believe our results are ready for us right now. So let's bring us through race 3 results. Jack Ashton takes the win for Excite Racing, followed by Kip Stevens at Swift Cooper Esports, and Adam Delmont with an amazing snipe in 3rd place. They're followed by Alex Ceresny, Brian James Holmes, Steve Hefford, Cesar Rizzo, Adam McNally, Peter Van Gool, Luke Cooper, Dave Hampson, Tyler Maxson, David Ayers, Jerome Ursum, Jason Cooper, Nick McCurran, Matthew Emery, Stuart Dick, Craig Jones, Ralph Collier, Scott Malcolm, Max Wright, Abdur Al Emery, Carl Hardy, Ashley Beard, Niels Carlson, Phil Regan, Rob Graham. In 28th spot. In 29th, it's Mikey Key, Michael Berry, Dale Bennison, James McRitchie, Joseph Mitchell, Liam Silkson, Steve Hansford, Joe McDonald, Charles Kellerman, Adrian Henney, Andy Maxwell, Carl Jacqueline, and very unfortunately, Jamie Ayers in 41st place. Well, let's bring in Sammy to say it with me now. Spin that wheel!
Well, I guess I have to.
Here.
And this time around, we actually remember to spin it. It's 4 races, so...
Yes, it's 4.
Let's see... Yes, it is another big boy. 50.
Alrighty then!
I'll take it. I'm happy with that.
Who's ready for race 4 chaos? Raise your hand or just say I in chat, because I am certainly ready for another full reversal grid here in the BSR MX5 Pro Series at Twin Ring Motegi. We're going to be back underneath the lights after these messages.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Coming for a splash. Three, two, one, now. All clear. Punch it. Great job. You did really well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Howdy, everybody. And welcome back to race number 4 of the BSR MX5 Pro Series. It's nighttime as the lights are on here at Twin Ring Motegi. We had another full reverse grid spun by the wheel of misfortune, aka bribing. And Joseph Mitchell is on pole, followed by James McRitchie, Dale Bennison, Michael Berry, Mikey Key, Rob Graham, Phil Regan, Niels Carlson, Ashley Beer, Carl Hardy, Abdur Al-Amri, Max Wright in 12th place. In 13th, it's Scott Malcolm, Ralph Cullingham, Craig Jones, Stuart Dick, Matthew Emery, Nick McKieran, Jason Cooper, Jerome Ursum, David Ayers, Tyler Maxson, Dave Hampson, and Luke Cooper, your top 24 cars. JJ, how excited are you for this race?
I just love the full reverse grids because it's one of those things where I know everything is going to happen and I know there's no changing it and there's nothing anyone can do. They've all just got to sit there and fight for every place.
If you can sort out the colors in our mini-map, I can tell you the top 6 are all amateurs except for James McRitchie in second place as the lights are coming on for one last time. The lights are going out here at Twin Ring Motegi for race number 4.
Yeah, so when we were looking at that earlier, we've got 7th and 8th of Cuttenson and Beard. They're pros, and then all the way back through to 14th and class again.
Yeah, as you see the lights flooding the track as, oh my goodness, they're already going at it. One of the Simlabs cars, oh no, one again! At the same spot. That is unfortunate. Mikey Key involved in there, Niels Carlson involved in that. That was a Simlabs car. I'm not sure which Simlabs car it was. I couldn't see his name. But unfortunately, another Simlabs car gets turned at the exact same spot, just like last race.
Yeah, it looks like turn 1. Funnily enough, turn 1 at this track hasn't been that deadly. But when they all start spreading out again after
the
on
exits,
straight, as more happens, we've got 3 wide coming through. As I think Matthew Emery gets a little bit of shunt and then gets shunted wide again. Yeah,
they're still racing side by side. Nick McKieran trying to sneak it around the outside. He was the one that got barged outside into the gravel. So he's just going to try to keep it clean and keep it nice, letting his teammate have the outside line, which is the preferred line because it sets you up for this corner right here.
Yeah, I think top 8 seem to have held their positions pretty well. We've had a few movers, a few people moving back throughout the grid.
Yeah, James McRitchie had a great start off the line, and he's already pulling away off the field.
Yeah, looking a little bit back through the grid again. Jamie Ayres, he's up into 33rd this race. I've checked. He's still on the track. Don't worry. He's already gained 8 positions on lap 1, so look for him as the race starts to go on.
Yeah, Jamie Ayres been having a great race. Very unfortunate racing throughout the series. His best race was race 2. Where he finished in 3rd. Multiple unfortunate events happened throughout this. In race 1 on the last lap, and then race 3 on the very first lap. So hopefully race 4, he'll have a much better race as the entire field's coming up into the tricky 3 corners. As a little bump and rub, there's a Simlabs car parked in the middle of the gravel trap right there. Everyone's made it through there. Oh no! Save it. Low but death wiggle. Cesar Rizzo. Oh, I think his driver's suit might be a bit tarnished after that.
He has an incredibly bright interior to that car.
Yeah, I think it got a bit brighter right there because he does have suspension damage, and after that off track, oh my goodness, it would have got crazy right there.
He's doing a good job of keeping it on the track. I mean, that is some serious wheel lock getting the car around there.
Yeah, the back end is kicking out on him a lot, and he's struggling with that suspension damage. You can see that kind of crabbing, favoring the right-hand turn, so the left-handers are going to be very hard for him. As around the outside, the 194 goes, and that's Liam Silkstone and Sarasny. Silkstone around the outside. Sarasny trying to hold it off for the Switz Cooper, but Silkstone in that car, I think he has the inside line going into the braking zone. Somebody who had a massive lockup right there. Oh no, Silkstone gets turned around.
That's the 2nd time in 2 races. He's not having the best of nights.
And Emery has blew his engine.
Was that related?
Yeah, that piece of smoke, that was Matthew Emery's car engine blowing up. I think that's what caused it, and yeah, he's going slow. I'm not sure how to happen. Let's ride on board and listen for this engine.
He's got some serious front end damage already before this point, so I'm not sure if.
Oh, there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. He's trying to click it up. He's shifting through the gears, but nothing is responding. That is a engine failure for Matthew Emery. Back with Max Wright up in 7th place. Max Wright has been very aggressive on his defending throughout the races. That was a 69 ahead of him of Phil Regan. Oh, no. Max Wright gets turned around.
I think I'm having a look through here, and also, again, I'm just trying to keep my way, keep my eyes on the middle of the pack, make sure everyone's going in. Jamie Ayres up to up 21 positions now.
Dang,
son. And that's only on lap 3. He's still got another 4 to go.
He started in 41st place, very last on the grid, and he's up into the 20th spot. Great job by Jamie Ayres. We're looking at Carl Hardy having a little bit of a battle with Tyler Dive-Bomb Maxon as Stuart Dick gets undercutted right there as Tyler Maxon sends it up into 9th place. Stuart Dick, he's trying to make a move, but he unfortunately got switchbacked by Jason Cooper.
And you've just seen us pop into 20th on the timing tower on the left-hand side. So watch that name creep up potentially as the remainder of the race goes on. We've got some great action going 2 by 2 in this right-hander here.
Jack Ashton caught in the middle, caught on the outside of that SimLabs car. That is Steve Hefford right there holding that inside line with Jack Ashton. So we're heading into these sweeping corners. Jack trying to send it as much as he can, trying to get as much gain. But unfortunately, Hefford's going to have the advantage right there. Here comes Jack. He might send one up the inside or selling a dummy, and I don't think Hefford was buying it. Hefford left him room, and here comes Jack Ashton taking Hefford's spot right there, and I think he's going to have a run to that 3-wide battle up ahead. Look at the Excite car trying to push his teammate up there into this 3-wide battle as almost gets into contact going to the hairpin, but Hefford sends it out to the brakes, and Hefford fights back on Jack Ashton and gets that position. And now look at the SimLabs cars. They're bump drafting here in Twin Ring Motegi. Hello, Dry Shaft. How are you doing?
There's a shot you don't get in in other types of racing.
Well, you hear the term, he's riding the gearbox. I think they took it literally. That is a very creative shot. Oh, hold it there. I think I saw a spinning light. Yes, it goes. Unfortunately, Michael Berry spins out in the tricky triples, which is what I'm calling these turns. They don't have official names on this thing, but you see Michael Berry stuck in the gravel trap right there. He's freed himself. But Ralph Cullingham around the outside of both SimLabs car. He's also got Jack Ashton right there, one of the Excite cars, but unfortunately can't do it as McKieran and Hefford leading it out. He does get ahead of Hefford though, but as they're going 4 wide here at Motegi, Cullingham holding that inside line. Oh, no! Hefford got loose into the grass and it gets into the side of one of the Excite cars. Thankfully, he has saved it.
It was quite lucky that car was there, because otherwise I think he'd have looped it. Jamie Ayres going for a drift? No, it was Alex Ernie. Yeah, no, it was Jamie Ayres. There we go, yeah. I'm having a look through here, and it looks like Jamie Ayres, he's been working his way up through grid, up through 23 places, so his progress has slowed down a little bit at the moment, but he's still managing to make gains as we go through the rest of the pack here. Richie and Beard having a great little tussle towards the front of the pack. Richie's still managing to hold off all the battles that are coming in from behind him. As we're having a look at the battle, this is the battle for 12th place at the moment. Adam Delmont's shoving it around the outside. See if he can hold it through this right-hander here. It looks like he's not going to be able to keep the position. He might have to run wide here. And now it's going to be a straight drag race down to turn 1. As we're having a look at what I believe is Cerny moving up through the inside for a move on Cullinan.
Yeah, seriously. sitting onto the inside. Kolev drifting into the middle of the track, trying to find a braking zone. He's sending it. Saracen very late, very early on the brakes, wanting to be as cautious as possible from the result driver as they're heading into the tricky triples. Look for the SimLabs car. He's going to try to have a great exit on the back of the Swiss Cooper Esports driver.
Yeah, we're getting some great racing up and down the field here, as always. I'm having a look through. Jamie Ayres again stagnated. Abdul going around the outside.
Abdul Al-Amri for third, holding off Graham and Cooper.
Looks like they might be trying to split him going into the rest turn, but he doesn't quite manage to get the move to stick. 22 slightly looking for it, but it wasn't quite close enough to stick.
Here comes Jason Cooper, race 1 winner, holding it up onto the inside of Graham. And Cooper, he has position right now, but Graham has a slipstream. Cooper's going to get the slipstream right now. I think Cooper has the speed coming out of that exit, but Graham has the inside line going to the braking zone. Will Graham try to send it, or will Cooper hold it off? Cooper holds it off for P4. But Cooper taking a very wide line as he's chasing down Al-Amri. Al-Amri is facing off with Cooper right now for P3, that last podium spot. And Jason Cooper's going to be playing some games with him right now, holding it onto the inside line. Al-Amri taking a very defensive position, setting up for this corner right now. Cooper can hold it around the outside if he has the throttle planted down. And yes, he does for P3.
I think this might be the battle of the race as we're getting here towards the end of the race. We're on lap 5 at the moment, so it's still got a little bit of a ways to go. A lot of the AM guys have been shuffled out of the top 20 now. We're getting our pros sort of move the way through, and now this is when they start chipping away at each other to see what they can do for the end of the race.
Yeah, we're on that. David Ayres, unfortunately, has retired from the race due to an incident. I'm not sure what happened to him, but I saw him get held up as we're looking at Tyler Divebomb Maxon moving up 15 spots to be in P7. That's not as impressive as Jason Cooper up into 16 as Stuart Dick making a move on Tyler Maxon. Dick up onto the inside, but Tyler taps him as they're going into the corner, and he gets turned again. He got a little bit excited. Oh, no.
That, do you ever see an accident and just see dominoes? Where just one thing hits another, hits another, hits another. That is
unfortunate for Brian J. Holmes. He was caught up in the middle of that, nowhere to go, as Maxon and Dick went side by side as they're going 3 wide right now. Nick McCarron at the back end of this 3 wide. Tyler Maxon sending it out of nowhere into turn 1. That's where he got the name Tyler Dieball Maxon, and making it prove right now. But what a move by Tyler Maxon. Unfortunately, with that incident, I don't know what to say right there. They were side by side, and they were bumping and banging. So they're going 3 wide into the braking zone. The Excite car got very loose into the back of the Switch Cooper car. That wasn't Jack Ashton. That was Delmont who stole P3 after last race.
Also, can I draw where the hell did Jamie Ayres come from? He gained like 7 positions now in a lap. He gained, I think it was something like 13 in like 2 laps, stayed where he was, and then it was just like, yeah, I'll overtake now. He's just gained another 7.
Jamie Ayres is up 30 places from where he started in dead last. What a drive by Jamie Ayres. I think he's going for 31 right now as he is lining up Sarrazay to get into the top 10 with Tyler Maxon, Hefford, and Sarrazay all in his line of sights as he's chasing down the field with 2 laps to go.
Yeah, if you look at the way the pack's sort of thinning out at the moment, you've got Maxon leading this pack of sort of 4 pro cars. There's a bit of a gap in between him and the car in front, which is Hardy. But having a look at the sort of the gap in between those 2 drivers, if Maxon and that, they are fighting quite a lot, but if they pack up...
Hefford and Maxon! Maxon drove him to the very bottom of the track. Hefford trying to get free of Maxon. Maxon swinging back to the outside. Maxon setting it up to the inside. Late on the brakes. Tyler Dieball. Maxon tried for a move, but Hefford is going to hold out. Tyler Maxon gets into him once more. And now, look at Sarrazay. Sarrazay gets in there as they head into the tricky triples. And here comes Ayers. Jamie Ayers on the switchback. He can go for 31 right here, and I think he's got Tyler Maxson and Jamie Ayers are bumping, banging right now as they're heading down the front straight as we're entering the very last lap of the very last race here at Twin Ring Motegi for the BSR MX5 Pro Series.
Yeah, Jamie's got the inside line going in here, but Tyler Maxson, he likes to run it as close as he can, but also, as you'll see here, he will cut back and then say, right, next corner, you're mine.
Yeah, I have raced with Tyler personally, and I can say it's a scary thing to have him behind you. So expect Tyler to be setting up Jamie Ayers right now as the battle for second is heating up between Ashley Beard and Jason Cooper.
Yeah, I think we can see here that Marushi's been doing a really good job of leading this race. I mean, I think Marushi's got a 3.3 second gap, and Beard's now getting tied up with Cooper as McRitchie goes a little bit wide, but I think he managed to recover it pretty well.
Yeah, McRitchie leading by 2.9 seconds, so he's pretty much got this safe for him. Just needs a clean race as the battle for second between Beard and Cooper is lighting up right now. We saw a battle for the very final podium spot get absolutely nasty where Delmont stole it as Cooper swings it around to the outside, gets in a little bit of contact, forcing Beard to hold on to the inside. Jason Cooper tried for a move around the outside. It's a good old banging battle between Sith, Cooper Esports, and Excite Racing now as Ashley Beard holds it on to the back of Jason Cooper. Jason Cooper holding it around to the outside, onto the curbs, going into the very last braking zone. Ashley Beard did not try it as they're heading into the tricky turns. Look ahead at James McRitchie as he makes it through there safely. As Cooper and Beard, both of them go off track, but it's going to be Jason Cooper holding them off as McRitchie wins the final race of today. And back to Carl Hardy, who's ahead of Hefford, Sarrazin, and Ayers. Ayers turns him! Ayers gets turned and Tyler Maxson gets passed. Alex Sarrazin gets turned by Jamie Ayers, who sits in 10th place. I think Jamie Ayers might be involved in another drag race and might not get it. No, they don't. Ashton steals 10th place from Ayers as Tyler Maxson takes 9th place. Jamie Ayers, though, up 30 spots from when they started in 41st position.
I mean, if you have a look at that, Jamie Ayers losing out in position by less than 1,000th of a second.
How do you lose a position by less than 1,000th?
Apparently getting involved in a last corner incident.
Less than 1,000th. Okay, 100th, 10th, 100th, 1,000th,
10,000th.
10,000th?
Right.
Yeah, I guess. We're getting to microseconds right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, too small to measure.
It was a very close race for 10th place, I must say. Between Jack Ashton and Jamie Ayers as Rob Graham is doing donuts. He finished in top 5. Took second in the amateur class today, but what a drive he had. As I believe our results are finished for the last time. And here they are. Race 4 results. James McRitchie takes the win, followed by Jason Cooper, Ashley Beard. Al Emery takes the victory in the amateur class, followed by Rob Graham, Joseph Mitchell, Carl Hardy, Steve Hefford, Tyler Maxson, Jack Ashton, Jamie Ayers for that super close finish with Jack Ashton. Kip Stevens follows up in 12th place, followed by Ralph Cullingham, Jerome Ursum, Phil Regan, Craig Jones, Max Wright, Dale Benison, Andy Maxwell, Charles Kellyman, Adrian Hendy, Cesar Rizzo, Nick McKeeran, Steve Hansford, Nick Carlson, Scott Malcolm, Michael Berry, Adam McNally, Charles Jacqueline, Peter Van Gool, Alex Sarsday, Adam Delbott, Stuart Dick, Brian James Holmes, Luke Cooper, David Ayers, Liam Silkstone, Matthew Emery, Joe McDonald, Mikey Key, and Dave Hampson finishing out at the end of the grid of a very exciting race under the lights here at Twin Ring Motegi. And I believe we do have some drivers waiting to be interviewed. No, we don't.
Yeah, no worries,
waiting.
that's fine. I mean, yeah, it's fine, absolutely fine. I mean, looking at that last race, I mean, we did our typical Leave it to the last race to get all the action crammed in there.
I'm going to leave you to run through the results real quick.
Yeah, so thank you very much for that, Austin, there. You had to jet off. But that was a great night of racing that we had there. We've got some interesting racing throughout the pack. Lovely to see the mid-race battles that we've got. You know, it's not all about who finishes first. We get some great battles throughout the pack, and with our reverse grids today, we had 2 full reverse grids, so it was nice to have some action going on all the way through that. And thank you guys for tuning in this week. It's been a blessing to have you here. We're looking forward to seeing you all again next week for the BSR MX5 Pro Series.
Yeah, it's been a great, fantastic race, I must say. I must say something to the drivers. Your plan to make me think there were 5 races today did not work.
I thought there were 6 races.
Yeah, the reason why there's no one in the interview, they want to make me think there's 5 races today. No, there's 4. Thank you all for watching the Apex Racing TV BSR MX5 Pro Series here on the iRacing Esports Network. I've been joined by JJ Tubb. Thank you, Sammy, for the wonderful broadcast controls. I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a great night.